Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Chillmatic Show. Another episode. We at it. Just a day late. Well, kind of a day late. It's 3:10 a.m. where I'm at, going into Wednesday. I'm just gonna get in right into it. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Though, just trying to get my subscribers up. You already know how it's going. On the roll for 100 subscribers. We getting there. We getting there. Psych, we not. But I'm doing my best. Well, let's just get into and talk about the college football playoff rankings I finally dropped. What we're just going to get into, we're just going to talk about 1 through 6 for right now because that's the juicy part of everything. We're going to talk about some random teams that maybe left out, some teams like I feel like they kind of played or not respecting right now. And one team that I do feel like they're not respecting right now is Oklahoma. I did not see Oklahoma not being in the top 6 or 7. They're not respecting them right now, but at the same time, they are undefeated. And I feel like the conference champion, if they're conference champion, there's no way that you could leave those guys out. And then you see at number 1, we got the Bulldogs, the Georgia Bulldogs. Them boys from down south, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, we got them over there at number 1. Now, we all knew Georgia was going to be at number 1, just let alone the defense is just amazing. I'm not going to lie. It's the best defense I've seen since I was a kid watching them old Hurricane days. Like when they had like Willis McGahee and stuff like that, or like running back or whatever. Like them days. I don't even remember who half of the players were on defense. I just remember them boys is good. I was little. I was like 8 or 9. So fault me for not being able to remember who everybody was. Then we got them boys down south again. Alabama. We got them with their one loss of 7-1. We got them at number 2. Now that's all going to play itself out because I don't see Georgia losing and I don't see Alabama losing another game. Though we have seen that Alabama does have some holes in their defense, and then sometimes their offense, like when their games are not hitting, like it doesn't seem as fluid. It seems like their chemistry sometimes just seems a little bit off. If you're comparing them, but I'm also comparing them to their last year's team. Their last year's team was just amazing. We already know that. They stomped on my Buckeyes, like beat on them like they call their mama. All like Ohio State call all Alabama's players' mamas out their name. But that's another story. And then at number 3, we got the Michigan Fences for Sparta. We got the Michigan State Spartans. Now that did surprise me. I don't know who I was thinking was going to be. I honestly thought that Oklahoma was going to slip in there and be a 3 or 4, but they weren't even at 3. It was Michigan State, the green team, the no longer the little brother to Michigan Wolverines. They can't call them a little brother. That's the big brother that grew up. The little brother that grew up now he about 7'4", and they looking good. But they still got some time. They win the Big Ten. You got to keep them there. At the end of the day, you got to keep them there. But they still have a big game. The second to last regular season weekend against Ohio State at the Horseshoe, and I really don't know what to call that right now because I'm going to be honest, I'm still not that impressed with Michigan State, the Spartans' offense as far as their passing offense, and I don't feel like their defense is really all that. So we're going to see if they can slip on in there and stay there and not let nobody else and fall back and slip on in there, but they still have to play against Ohio State. So we're going to see how that rolls. Then we have the team, the Ducks with the 1,001 uniforms, them boys from Oregon. We have the Ducks. We have them sit at number 4. Now didn't know if they were going to let Ohio State slip in at that 4 spot but we're seeing this committee is going with the head-to-heads, and I am good with that. If you lose to a team, you should not be ranked ahead of them if you both are just at 1 loss. It shouldn't be that way. So I agree with, even though I'm a Buckeye fan, I agree with Oregon being at number 4. I don't feel like Ohio State should have been in the top 4, to be completely honest. Ohio State still has some work to do. They can still make their way in there, but Oregon is in there deservingly for right now. And I don't see Oregon really getting jumped and moving. I see them winning out. See them coming out their conference as the champ. Then we have a number 5, the Ohio State Buckeyes. We got them at number 5, and they can control their own destiny. They still have some hard games left. You can't slip up against. You see Nebraska plays when they want to, so they play against Nebraska. They got to come with it. They got to play against Purdue. Then they have the meat of the 2 games. They have against Michigan State and that team up north that I yet will say their name today. And then we got at number 6, we got the Cincinnati Bearcats. Now, I'm just letting you know right now, Cincinnati's done for Cincinnati. Things will have to just be unbelievable. It have to be the most upsets we ever seen for Cincinnati to be able to slip their butts on up in there. And I just honestly just don't see it. I just honestly, like, yes, you have to, like, value their win against Notre Dame. And Notre Dame, they're still undefeated right now, but Notre Dame, we're just going off the name. They're playing against a whole bunch of ACC teams, and the ACC teams just honestly aren't looking that good. The Atlanta Coastal Conference, they're near the Atlantic, and baby girls, they're looking real cold out there right now because they're not looking all that hot to me. In the ACC, we already knew that was Clemson's league, and with Clemson not being on the up and up, that league then pretty much went down the toilet, flush it. You know what I'm talking about. And then let's just get some honorable mentions I wanted to just mention real quick. When I'm speaking in the ACC, let's not forget that Wake Forest is undefeated. They haven't lost a game yet. So let's just see how it all plays out if Wake Forest goes undefeated in the ACC. And let's see if Oklahoma goes undefeated and Oregon still wins the rest of their meet of their schedule. And then either the Big Ten champion, whoever the Big Ten champion is, I just want to see how this all is going to play out. I just want to see who's going to play against who's going to be able to make it to that Final Four spots. What I am hoping for, I'm just being maybe recency bias. I hope that Georgia beats Alabama. We already know that's going to be the SEC championship. I hope they beat them because I honestly do not want to see Alabama beat Georgia, and then they're going to put what Georgia at what they're dropping to about maybe like 4, move everybody up a spot. That's whoever is left there, and they're going to put Alabama at 1, and then what's going to be Alabama versus Georgia in the semifinal game. I don't want to watch that. I really don't want to watch 2 SEC teams play against each other. We already had to watch that with Alabama and LSU back in there. That snooze fest, no offense. And then we had to watch Georgia. Then we had to watch Georgia versus Alabama. That with Jake Fromm, that championship when Tua came in, I think it was, or something like that. It was one of those. My memory's a little fuzzy sometimes, but I just really don't want to see that again. But everybody, guys, let me know what you think. This is exciting. It's the grown-ups' Christmas. College football doesn't get any better. But y'all all have a blessing. And one random thing I just want to get to real quick. You guys, the football player that got in a car accident, Henry Ruggs, I can't remember his name, Alabama wide receiver. He's with the Las Vegas Raiders or whatever. I wanted to call them Oakland Raiders. It's still kind of hard for me to get used to calling them the Las Vegas Raiders. But he got in a DUI car accident, hit somebody, and they died. So if you're a religious person or a person of faith, no matter what your religion is, make sure you send a prayers out for the family the person that died in the car accident that was hit by him. I'm not sending I can't feel bad for him. You shouldn't have been drinking and driving. That's pretty sad. I don't want to put any negativity on my podcast, but this is the most negative it's going to get. So the victim that died, that was hit by him in the car accident, they didn't make it. Let's make sure maybe you send some prayers out for his family. You don't have to know him or whoever loves him, some strength or whatever. That's just something we all need. We're all going to lose somebody at some point in our life, and it'd be always good just to have somebody praying for you. But that's the worst I'm going to get with it. I'm going to get off my sad horse. But, we all need a little bit of love in our life. But everybody, y'all have a blessed day. Have a blessed Wednesday. And peace out.